when we were so young. So young, I could never see forever. We'd go midnight driving down that lane, pretending the whole world was lame.
So this is a pretty special occasion. We are just setting down first camp in Portugal.
Woohoo!
It's almost like homecoming.
It is. It feels very special. As soon as we saw the sign Portugal and
Yeah,
and you said, I can smell Portugal.
I can smell
It was the
Portugal.
first thing you said.
Yeah, there is a certain smell to it. It's the herby smell of the wild land. So we just crossed over yesterday afternoon from Spain on the lower road, which crosses from southern Spain, Andalusia, into the Algarve, and just popped up into so we came off the toll road to avoid that and just popped up into the hills. And our plan is to take one of the tracks we made a couple of years ago, actually in 2019,
It's been a while, yeah.
which was the Trans Portugal, but we're just going to do the bottom section where we went from one end of the Algarve to the other, which is Sagres, where our caravan and base camp is. So that's what we're going to aim for.
So we have stocked up on snacks, lots of snacks, ready to roll, really.
Yes, also in this video I'm going to answer a couple of the frequently asked questions from you guys on the setup, the project vehicle, how we've put things together and things. So yeah, pay attention, we'll get through a few of those. Such a snack monster.
It's an apple a day, keeps the hunger away.
Doctor away.
Yeah, I know, but don't believe that.
So first of the frequently asked questions, how do we attach the tent to the vehicle? Well, I managed to find these fuel roof bars specifically for the Gen 3 and Mark 3, which attach to the factory roof rails. And the tent itself has rails along underneath where you can slide in these bolts and these hook type brackets which just screw up towards it. Got one on each corner that holds it tight on there. But you can do it with a roof rack or with roof bars. It's totally up to you. This tent being the size it is, we didn't see much point in having a roof rack as well because we didn't really have to fit anything else on it, so it would have just been extra weight. So this seemed a sensible option, also being budget build obviously. Yeah, keep the weight down, nice and simple, and actually really secure. And like, these are solid on here because they're designed for this vehicle. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, all in all.
This is an actual road on Google.
It's got road signs, it's got barriers, got it all.
It feels like you're off-roading. Sharp turn. Is it just me? It looks overgrown.
I remember that before. It's just the reeds.
Right. Oh look, you even got mini water crossing.
It's a bit more water than last time.
Whee! Look at this rolling skill. What?
Pro.
Yeah.
Not a bad place. Yeah.
When we were so young, so young, I could never see forever. We go midnight driving down the lane, pretending the whole world was late.
Oh, good. Oh yeah, they read it. Woo.
Remember last time there was no water at all.
No.
Frequently asked question number 2 is how we like set up everything in the back here, from the storage to the kitchen, fridge, drawer. So I'm going to go through that now. Basically, so we've got this direct 4x4 expedition kitchen, and we've put in one of the drawers for this trip to keep all our electronics in, because we're always filming and editing and stuff, so we need that for secure storage. Both of these, I've actually joined them together through one of the holes, and they are both bolted down to the back, the back section, because there's the original, like, you get those points in cars, you know, where there's like a hook so you can hook stuff on. Basically remove that, just use the kind of M8 bolt. They go through the drawer and through the kitchen and hold it down solidly. The reason I didn't put a bolt at the front is because I've kept enough space to be able to pull this, because underneath in this Shogun there's a load of storage where the rear seats fold into, which is in this section here. I'm going to remove those rear seats, and everything under there is like spare parts, oil, tools and all that, so that can literally just slide out and we can get in there. If we need to get anything bigger out, I can pull the drawer out and reach in and get more stuff out that way. And Christina is going to be cooking you a lovely meal on camera tonight, which is companata. What companata?
It is an Italian recipe, an aubergine stew.
So both of those sections slide out like that and lock out, and you can get the legs out, and normally just twist those to like a whatever angle to make it level. It's going to be quite a lot of weight on there today with the amount of food that's going to be prepared.
Yeah, right.
I hope so anyway.
Actually,
that's my plan.
You want to pretend that you spend a lot of time in the kitchen.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
I do cook you some lovely meals, to be fair. And that's that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Voila.
Next, well, whilst we're here, I'll demonstrate. We also have the fridge slide, so when you want to get your food out, that will also walk out to there. It makes it nice and easy to get your stuff out of the fridge. That's a right old mess at the moment.
I love the fridge.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's perfect. It's nice having a bigger fridge again, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the medium one of the lineup, which is like 45 litre from memory.
Because we downsized on the size, and actually we regretted that, so we went back on the size.
But it's nice to have that space again. You can fit, like, if you have to, like a whole week's worth of meals in there.
There is the most elegant stove in the whole world. It has seen
well used.
Well used.
It's charm.
Yeah, it's called rustic.
So yeah, this is just our camping gas 200, whatever it is. Been using it for a couple of years. Have you? A couple of years?
Yeah. Decathlon specials.
So I'm going to stick that in there.
Does a job.
Pipe goes down the back because there's a nice cutout in the windbreak. And then
that's another fun invention of yours.
Yeah, I got one of those quick release gas things from eBay to make this process easier. Just spin that on first, and then they click together. It's pretty handy.
Water.
We need a light later. Just use my regular camping torch. Stick that up there. Magnetic.
And that's it.
Pretty much.
Your kitchen is done.
In here is where we keep all our electronics and things. So the Nightcore power station's there, running everything, running the fridge now. That's why this wire's for. And then we have our storage boxes. Quite often we're lazy, we don't pull them out. Just sort of like open them up in here, grab stuff out. That's why they're not actually clipped down at the moment. Or open that one up, and that's food and bits. 2 of those.
They don't move around as well because it's all quite perfect tightness all together.
Sit nicely together.
Yeah.
Coffee station, of course, for the morning.
Yep, here we are.
And then we have the little burner for coffees and teas.
Coffee in the morning.
The kitchen roll, always need that. Kitchen roll and wipes is super important for camping. Of course, guys, remember you can get 10% off all of this gear. Boxes, fridge, kitchen, drawer, all the stuff up to tent, awnings, you know, it's all there. So get yourself a deal if you're looking for any of this stuff. Just use the code JKoverland and you get 10% off at checkout.
JKoverland cooking, where I'm gonna be making up stuff as I go. Basically it's a stew and you just throw in it everything you have in the fridge, and happens too that I haven't got a couple ingredients where baked beans are gonna come handy. So what we have here is an aubergine, a couple tomatoes, red onions, also garlic, lots of garlic, capers, and in theory you're supposed to use any white beans, so like haricot beans or baked beans in my case, because I happen to not have also tomato puree. And I read in the ingredients, Lidl specials, it actually says haricot beans and tomato puree. Obviously it has other things in it, but I think it will be fine. Normally at home I probably would have everything, such as what is it called, red wine vinegar or balsamic vinegar, sorry. I haven't got that either, so I'm going to combine apple cider vinegar and balsamic vinegar glaze, so it'll work. I've done it before. Got some bread as well.
Fresh bread.
Fresh bread from the bakery.
Balapan.
And so that's going to get all nice and dipped into the sauce. So. One little trick someone taught me is to crush your garlic. Apparently garlic is full of, what was it called? I can't remember.
Allicin.
Allicin, that's it. And if you crush it and leave it for about 5 minutes.
It's a natural antibiotic.
Exactly. So it must be you who taught me that then.
I think it was.
Exactly. So I just crush it and always leave it for 5 minutes before I actually use it. And whilst I was digging into the box, I found some sun-dried tomatoes. So I couldn't resist. I'm going to chuck some of those in too.
So what goes first? What's going to fry up?
First I'll fry up aubergine.
Yeah.
Also with a bit of sun-dried tomatoes, because they usually need a little bit head start, so also aubergine as well, because eventually all that's going to plonk down to a mush. So yeah, we're going to fry that, then later we're going to put in tomatoes, onion, garlic, lots and lots of oregano, and all the sour bit.
Can taste the flavours already.
It's going to be quite vinegary. So I'm going to add some parsley as well. Chop all the parsley stalks, and particularly all the rougher bits are going to go in there, and the top bit's going to be for fancy garnish at the end. Okay, let's get chopping, shall we?
Better be restaurant style.
I know. So you're in for a treat here. I'm going to start charging in a minute. Amazing local fresh olives. They're like the best. Like the best. I've been eating them all day.
I'm eating one now.
Got fire.
It's always my job.
Yeah, because I always
End
burn
up
my
with
fingers.
burnt hairs.
Honestly, we've picked this oregano, I think in Spain, and it just smells so good.
It is really nice.
Yeah, very strong.
Better than your normal supermarkets though.
In theory about a pinch, but well, to be honest, I just keep adding it up. I was just trying to give a head start for aubergines. So once they get golden, then we're going to add everything else.
Yeah.
So they look pretty golden to me, so it's about 5 minutes. And now we're going to add, I guess, onion, garlic, and parsley stalks. That's been frying for about a couple minutes. Now we're going to add, before we add tomatoes, we're going to add capers, olives, and also vinegar. So what we do, that's again totally to your liking. I would go, I don't know, about 3 tablespoons. There was once I had literally hardly any olives, so I ended up with like pretty much a whole jar in there. Right, there's olives. Strangely, I don't know why, I usually chop half of them and leave the other half as whole, because I think sometimes it's nice to have little chunks and big chunks as well. We got apple cider vinegar, same thing. A little swirl. Right. There's the end. I just want that balsam flavour in there. Smell this. So we're going to fry for another couple minutes until all the vinegar evaporates, and then we can add the other goodies. I have drained my baked beans as much as I could. Obviously leaving some liquid because I need the tomato puree in it. So there we go. Right, so the final bit is actually adding tomatoes, and which is the longest bit in cooking. So add some tomatoes, add some beans. Travelled well all the way from England and being cooked in Portuguese hills. Right. Stir it all together and turn it down and leave it for about 15 minutes. Right, so we're going to put the lid on and keep it for 15 minutes bubbling, and every now and then stir it. And in 15 minutes, what do? We eat.
Eat it!
Eat it!
Yes, I cannot wait.
None for you, unfortunately.
Oi, I'll eat all the cake. Because we have bolacha cake.
Oh yes, I don't know if you guys know what bolacha is coming up.
Which
That.
is mine.
It's basically a honey cake. Look at that.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just amazing. It's actually, funny enough, I've seen in many countries, like in Czech Republic, in Poland, in Latvia.
We always used to eat in Portugal, but this one came from Spain.
Yeah,
And it was actually our favourite one so far.
it's so good. It's a honey cake. It's basically a biscuit with cream and a bit of honey.
Mercadona supermarket.
Mercadona.
Top tip there. Get your bolacha from Mercadona.
I don't know if in Spain it's called bolacha though. I know definitely in Portugal it's called
well, whatever
bolacha.
it is, just look for the layered
But
honey cream cake.
big time suggestion, honey cake.
What happened to the bread end?
I don't know. Came like that.
Right.
Bubbling for 15 minutes, and I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can see all the tomatoes have
Yes.
plunked down, and you can see the aubergine. There's literally nothing's left of the aubergine. That's the side we don't have. So
I'm ready.
let's turn this off. Yay! The food is served.
Good morning. It's time for frequently asked question number 3. How do we attach the awnings? Well, you have a look at this. This worked out well because where the tent attaches to the roof bars, we managed to sandwich the brackets for the awning behind there, and that sandwich is really tight so it doesn't move at all. And obviously it's the usual awning brackets that come with the awning on there, and the rear. Hello. Snacking again. You see these brackets, the original ones that come with it, just one is bolted into the rail of the roof tent. Well, both of them are actually. There's a slot here you can slide a bolt in, and there, and just bolt, screw it up with a nut onto these sections. Same on the other side, and that's how the rear one's on.
I got a question for you. Do you normally ravage down your apple to the teeny tiny apple core? Or you just have a couple bites and that's it?
Do a couple of morning checks before we get going. Mostly a visual check. Check the brake fluid's still up to level, coolant's up to level, check the engine oil, the gearbox oil. I mean, before I do any of that, I just have a general look underneath, because if anything was leaking out, you would see it dripping or be wet patches underneath. So that's my first point of call, but just as a double check, visual check, get in here. And check the auto box fluid first. Obviously you check the level when it's running. Obviously it looks high now because it's off, and you have to check it when it's running because the fluid goes through the system. Nice and cherry red, as it should be after that big service we did back at home. And we'll check that one first because you don't want to contaminate that stick with engine oil.
That's an engine.
And then we just check our engine oil. Yeah, perfect, up to the mark, just as I like it. Nice and clean too. The engine oil on this for a diesel is actually so clean. I was like so shocked. I never had a diesel engine that clean before. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell that to Molly.
Occasionally check the power steering fluid. No, don't, please don't. This car, I'm amazed with this car. Like, it's just taken us down here. Oh, we've done nearly 2,000 miles now. It's just been so comfortable, so reliable, so quiet and clean. And that brings me on to frequently asked question number 4, economy, because I have been tracking it. People have been asking. It's quite an interesting part of any vehicle or vehicle build. So yeah, I've done it over 3 tanks now, and we are averaging a solid sort of 25 mpg, which is, what's the litres per 100 kilometers? I'll put it down below anyway. That's what it is. Which I think is actually really, really good for what it is. It's a big, you know, heavy 4x4, full-time 4x4, you know, locking transfer box and everything. We also have it fully loaded with all our gear. We've probably got an extra, you know, 400 kilos or something on here, because we've got the
400, wow.
I would say so, yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
We've got all the gear in the back, the drawers, the fridge slide, the tent on the top, which is also a big aerodynamic, like it ruins the aerodynamics of the vehicle, so that's going to take it down some. And the awnings, and all our gear in the back, I'd say definitely 300 to 400 kilos extra, and with the added wind resistance, 25 mpg all round is really good in my opinion. What do you think? We've also gone up a size in tyre, got the 31-inch tyres, a more aggressive tread pattern. It's an all-terrain, but more on the more serious side rather than the light all-terrain, so that makes a difference. Yeah, and she's doing really well for well, how old is it? It's 2005, which is another good point, because that makes it pre-2006, which is when the tax went up to a ridiculous amount. So it's still on the low tax, which I always look for in a car. If it's around that sort of era, then always look for a 2005 or a 55 plate, because it skips that high tax bracket, which is awesome. Saves a few pennies there. It's like double otherwise if you get a 2006 or later.
That's mad.
I know, right? And definitely the noticeable differences between our old 1987 vehicle and this equivalent modern vehicle, or modern in this case for us, the power difference is incredible. Like, you're just cruising on the motorway, you're driving up the side of a mountain. It's where we would always struggle before in Molly and the old auto, 4-speed or 3-speed plus overdrive, whereas this, you got 5 solid gears in the auto, bags of power, and torque. So literally you can sit there at like 60, 65, and if you wanted to accelerate and overtake, you still could up a hill, which is like we would never be able to do that before, which is pretty nice.
It has been actually stress-free journey.
Stress-free drive. You don't even think about it. You just like cruise, and it's just like, yeah, put your tunes on, no worries. There's a hill coming. Don't have to think about preparing for it, building up the speed and all that, like we usually do.
Molly makes so much noise and actually not enough progress.
Yeah, you're gonna go up that. That's like straight up.
I don't know if you can see guys in the camera. We're in a bit over there. It's behind the bush, getting steep uphill.
Better low range it then.
Oh, there's an apple.
That's mine. Stay away. You ready?
No.
I'm gonna go low range first. Probably never looks as steep on camera.
No, never does, doesn't it? Oh, gosh.
It's not the steep bit yet.
No.
Good girl, Maisie.
Keep
Rolling on up.
going. Keep going.
Loose, shaly rock.
Oh joy. Still going.
There's the steepest bit.
And what gear are we in?
Just crawling it first low.
We're gonna make it in first, all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Really?
This bit's about to get scrabbly.
Why do I feel like I am like falling back? Oh no, there's very loose stuff down here. Oh yeah, she goes. She goes
That
well.
is steep, man.
Can't see where we're going. It still goes.
That was the steep bit there.
Yeah.
Whew. Well done.
Woo! Boom.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, that definitely woke me up. Literally. Oh, you so good up here. Oh, she went though. She went
Yeah, she
well.
does it. It just goes on.
Like, that doesn't end. We just came up. Now we have to go all the way down
And
to
then
go all
up.
the way up. And believe me,
Right,
it is
low range
steep,
first.
guys.
That is steep.
That is steep. It's like a run down and go up.
Way more engine braking than we have in Molly. Which is
Yeah.
nice feeling actually. I'm also concentrating.
What for?
I've spent like the last 10 minutes in low range.
Nice. Being attacked by bush.
I don't want to drive off the edge though. Bush is better than edge. Nice apple.
Hey! What about me? Drum roll.
We're going to be really cruel, guys, and cut you here for this week. I've been on the trails for like 48 hours now.
Wet wipes on my life.
I know. Maybe we're not so hardcore as we used to be. We spent like, well, this trail particularly, we did like in 2019, we were on it for like 6 days, I think.
Yeah.
Back with Guy and his 130.
That's it.
So we're cutting out early. We've only done like, I don't know, probably not even a quarter of it. It's massive. Some of you probably already know it. Like,
Yeah.
I posted it on Wikiloc back in 2019. It's massive. You could spend easily like a week on here.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, we've got other things to do, so get on and
Yes.
go wrap it up.
But we'll be seeing you very soon in the next video, of course.
And if any of you are interested in this gorgeous girl Maisie, do send us a message. So get your
Yep.
dibs on it before.
Like I said last week, she's going up for sale at the end of the project when we get back to England. Was always the plan. And we're going to shed a few tears between us, I'm sure, because we've
Yeah, we'll
absolutely
be
loved
quite
it. It's been such a good experience.
It has been the most comfortable drive as well, and
Yeah.
all the tricky sections as well. She's just like, oh, okay, well, it's a bit comfortable.
We'll go back to our old school, noisy, rough and ready Molly, but we love her because she's just ours and it's Molly. You know, it's got the
exactly.
character, bags of character. So
Everyone has their own soft spots. So.
we're going back to do some upgrades too. But
Yeah.
we won't talk too much about that now.
Exactly. Ooh.
And yes.
But would easily do it again. It has been a really fun project, and this was the aim of this project, is to take it out, put it to the test, to see how it works.
And I think we've been doing that.
Yeah. And she's done well.
Just being
So it's been
extra
good
careful,
fun.
like any branches and stuff, Christina has to run ahead and move them
Yeah.
out of the way so we don't
Yeah.
scratch the paintwork.
So I've been making a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Anyway.
She's got one more job to do though. She's got to go down to base camp and we're going to be there for a bit, but then she's got to tow the caravan back to the UK and then she can rest up and you know, go for sale for
Yeah. She
whoever
might
might
not.
want to take it on to some new adventures.
She might not be Maisie. Might be a Philip. I don't know.
Whatever you like.
Exactly. Anyway, guys, look after yourselves,
Give us a
and
like.
we shall, yes, like, subscribe, do all the thingies. Really helps the channel. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you into the next one.
Catch you very soon.
Okay.
Ciao.